Yosef comes into Paro's court to present his honored father, and the very first expression that Paro says when he sees this wise man, Yaakov, is, "How old are you?" And the commentaries are bothered by the inappropriateness of such a comment, and they explain that Paro was aghast. In his entire life, he had never seen a man who looked so ancient. He never saw a man who looked quite so old. And Yaakov's response was quite simple: few and difficult were my days. It's not that I lived that many years, it's that I suffered. You have to understand, I had a brother, Esav. He chased me down. I then ended up in Lavan's house, where for 20 years I slept in the fields. From that event, then I went to a situation where my daughter was kidnapped and my sons murdered out of city. I then had my beloved Yosef taken from me. I thought he was dead. For 22 years I suffered in mourning. What you see in front of you is the result of a difficult life. The Das Akenim, one of the commentaries, brings down the Medrash that says that because of Yaakov's comment, he was severely punished. Hashem said, "I guarded you. I protected you. I saved you from Esav. I delivered Yosef to you. Throughout all of this time I was with you. How could you have complaints? How could you say that your days were difficult?" This Medrash is quite difficult to understand, because every word that Yaakov said was correct. He did lead a very difficult life. He suffered. He had worries, troubles, travails. The gray hairs in his beard were caused by very real situations. And what he said was accurate. Why was Hashem upset? Why was he punished? And I believe the answer to this is based on understanding quite how involved Hashem is in our lives. If we were able to pierce through the veil of physicality, if we were able to see that Hashem is active totally, completely in our lives, we'd have a very different perception of the world and my job in it. My job in the world is to go about this world in the way that Hashem wants. To earn a living, I have to get a job. When I'm sick, I go to the doctor. I go about the world in the ways of the world, but I understand that Hashem runs the world. My job is to do, and the outcome is directed 100% by Hashem. The results are guided by God. My job is to use the world, knowing full well that exactly that which Hashem has decreed will come about. With that also comes a sense of calm peace, a sense of there's someone watching, there's a plan, there's a purpose. All of the situations in life that look so threatening and so scary are but smoke and mirrors. My job again is to go out there and use the world. When there's a threatening situation, the Torah asks me to act in a particular way, but I know that the outcome is directed by Hashem. I have to use the world. I have to go about it in a very vigorous and very real manner, but I also have to know that everything is guided and directed by Hashem. When I use the world that way, there's a sense of calm, a sense of equanimity. I look through the smoke and mirrors of this world and I see it for a bluff. You and I may never reach the level where we totally see Hashem involved in every day, every moment, every action in our lives, but Yaakov was on the level that he did. And Hashem had a complaint. Didn't you see me right there? Didn't you understand that I was guiding the situations? I was orchestrating all of those events? Had you seen more clearly through the mirage of this world, you would have recognized that the scary situation wasn't scary. The fact that you suffered was because you fell for the bluff. The fact that there's gray hair in your head is because you looked at the world and you said, I'm in danger. And the reason you felt you were in danger was because you didn't see Hashem. What Hashem was saying to Yaakov was, had you reached a more clear level of understanding, you would not have been afraid, you would not have suffered. The suffering was caused by you. I orchestrated each of those events for your growth, for you to become a greater person, but I was there with you, protecting, guiding. Had you been able to cut through that smoke screen, you would have seen me, you would not have suffered, you would not have wrinkled skin, you would not have had that anxiety. That was caused by you, and that is something that Yaakov was held accountable for. This concept is a powerful illustration of A, Hashem's involvement in our lives, B, the sense of calm trust that a human being can reach when he understands the level of Hashem's involvement, love, and concern.